So in this video, we will learn how to register a new webinar user for new Facebook leads to WebinarKit. Now suppose guys you are using Facebook lead ads to generate some leads and you want to add those same leads into WebinarKit in your webinar. Now guys, you can basically automate this complete process, and the trigger of this automation will be new leads in Facebook lead ad. So as we receive a new lead, automatically that lead will be added as a registrant in the webinar in WebinarKit. And also to maintain the record of all of these leads, we will add these leads or their details into a Google Sheet as well. So how you can set up this complete automation? To know this, you have to come with me to my screen.
So first, we'll go to our browser and search for Pabbly, pabbly.com/connect. And after reaching to the landing page of Pabbly Connect, by clicking on sign up free, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. Or if you already have an account, just click on sign in. So I will sign in to my own Pabbly Connect account. And after clicking on sign in, we will reach to this all apps page of Pabbly. Here we will click on access now below Pabbly Connect. And after clicking on access now, we will reach to this dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Now at this dashboard, just click on create workflow and give this workflow a name. For example, I'll name this workflow as Facebook lead ads to WebinarKit to Google Sheets and click on create. So basically you can give any name to your workflow of your choice. After that, we can see that a workflow is open over here. And in this workflow, we have two different windows. First one is trigger window, second one is action window. So triggers and actions are basically those two concepts, those two principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's begin with our trigger window. So the idea here is, first we will get the new leads generating from Facebook lead ads in Pabbly Connect. Then after that, we will send the details of that newly generated lead which we have received from Facebook lead ads in Pabbly Connect to WebinarKit, so that we can add that same lead as a new registrant in our webinar in WebinarKit. And also we will send the same detail to Google Sheet so that we can add the same user in our Google Sheet as a new row or to maintain the database as well. So let's begin with our process. So here in trigger window in choose app, we will search for Facebook lead ads. After that, it is asking us for the trigger event. So for the trigger event from the drop down, we will select new lead instant. After selecting our trigger event, just click on connect, select add new connection and click on connect with Facebook lead ads. Now guys, because I have already logged into my Facebook account in my browser, Pabbly Connect detected the very same account and made the connection. After making the connection, it is asking us for the page. So in the drop down below, we can see a list of all the Facebook pages which I have created in my Facebook account can be seen over here. And out of all these pages, the page which we are going to use in this video, basically the page on which I am running my Facebook lead ads is named as Pabbly Tech. So we will select this same page over here, Pabbly Tech. So after selecting our page, it is asking us lead generation form. So at this page, I have created few lead generation forms, out of which Pabbly, the form named as Pabbly, is what we are going to use in this video. So we have selected that form. Then the page access token is automatically detected, so we don't have to make any changes over there. And after that, let's click on save and send test request. Now as we click on save and send test request guys, it will change to waiting for webhook response, which means Pabbly Connect is waiting to get the response or the details of new lead from Facebook lead ad. Now we will be using Facebook lead ad testing tool to generate a test lead over here so that we can get the response. So this is Facebook lead ad testing tool. At this testing tool, we have selected our Facebook page and form. After that, just click on this preview form button. And we will see that the lead ad form which we have created will be open in front of us in preview mode. Now let's enter the details of a dummy lead over here. For example, dummy name, dummy email address, just a second, dummy name, dummy email address and a dummy mobile number. And after that, just click on next. Click on submit. So just now, using the Facebook lead ad testing tool, we have generated a test lead on our Facebook page. And because we have connected our Facebook account with Pabbly Connect, Facebook lead ads account with Pabbly Connect, we will see that the details or the response of this same lead which we have generated just now will be captured inside Pabbly Connect. So here in Pabbly workflow, here in trigger window response, we can see the details of that same new test lead. So this is the same name, post name, last name, dummy name, email and same phone number, which means the step 1 of setting up this automation is now successfully completed. We have successfully connected our Facebook lead ads account with Pabbly Connect, then generated a test lead and received the response of new lead in Pabbly Connect. Now let's move to step 2 where we will send this same new lead details to WebinarKit. For that, we will scroll down and come to our action window. And here in choose app, we will search for WebinarKit. WebinarKit it is. After selecting WebinarKit, in the action event from the drop down, we will select new webinar registration. Click on connect and select add new connection. Now basically we have to connect our WebinarKit account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, we require the API token of our WebinarKit account. So how we are going to get this API token? Let's see, just follow the help text given below over here. So we will go to the dashboard of our WebinarKit account. And after that, on the right side, we can see profiles options. Just hover on it, come down and click on settings. After reaching to the settings page, just scroll down till the bottom of the page. And here at last, we can see an option named as API access. So here under API access, you will find a button named as generate or create API key. By clicking on that button, you will get the API key of your WebinarKit account, as you can see over here. So just copy this key from here, go to Pabbly Connect and paste it over here. And after that, just click on save. Now as we click on save, we can see that a WebinarKit account is now successfully connected with Pabbly Connect. And after making this connection, the first thing it asks us is the webinar ID. So in the drop down below, we can see a list of all the active webinars present in my WebinarKit account. So it is asking us out of all of these webinars, in which webinar we want to add this registration. So we want to add the registration in Developers Conference, this webinar. So we have selected it. After that, we will scroll down and here we can see some fields, some questions or some details which WebinarKit asks us of new registration. That is new email address, first name, last name, country code and phone number. So we have received the details of the new Facebook lead in Pabbly Connect from Facebook lead ads. So we have to basically map or add this same details over here in these fields so that we can add these users, these new Facebook leads as a registrants in our WebinarKit account. Now, what is the process of mapping? So the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field and from the drop down below from the responses of Facebook lead ads, select the response of first name and map it. So basically this is the field of email address. So from the drop down, we will select the response of email address and map it over here. Then after that, let's use the same process of mapping for first name as well. Just click here. From the drop down below from the responses, select the response of first name and map it. Then once again follow the same process for last name. From the drop down, map the response of last name. Now let's enter the country code. So here we have received the mobile number with country code over here. So I will just ignore this field of country code and map the phone number. So over here, just map it. After entering the phone number, we have some custom fields over here which are not mandatory, which are not required. So we are going to just ignore these fields for now. And then it is asking us last required thing is webinar presentation date. So basically here we have to enter the date and time on which this webinar is going to happen. So here guys, we have to enter this date in ISO 8601 formats. So in this specific format, we have to enter the date and time of webinar. So we just have to copy this format from here, paste it over here, and then we will check for the date and time for the webinar. So let's get back to WebinarKit account. We'll go to the home page. After that, this was our webinar. Let's go to edit webinar page. Next. So here we will scroll down and we can see that we have the webinar date and time. So the webinar is basically we just have to schedule this webinar for the 15th of August. So we'll select the date at 15th of August and the time will be 12 p.m. And let's change the time zone as well to Asia, Kolkata. Just a second. There it is. Asia, Kolkata. And click on save. So we have scheduled this webinar to be executed on 15th of August at 12 p.m. So we have to basically enter the same date and time over here in this format. So let's change the year first. For example, 2022, the month to August and the date to 15 and the time to 12 p.m. And it is done. So we have entered the webinar presentation date at the 15th of August 2022, basically the date of the webinar. And after entering all of these details, just click on Save and Send Test Request. Now, as we click on Save and Send Test Request, we can see that we have received a response over here. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the details of the user whose details we have added, basically the new lead which we was generated from Facebook lead ads, is now successfully added as a registrant in our WebinarKit meeting or WebinarKit webinar. So let's check. We'll go to WebinarKit, just go to the home page once again. And this is the actual webinar developers conference. Let's click on this arrow and click on View Analytics. Let's scroll down. And yes, guys, we will see that dummy name, the same user, the same Facebook lead, which we have generated just now, few minutes ago in this video, is now automatically added as a registrant in our WebinarKit webinar. So guys, we can see that the automation, the step 2 of setting up this automation is also completed. So using this automation, whenever a new lead will be created using Facebook lead ad, automatically the same lead will be added as a registrant in our webinar. Now we also want to add the details of this same registrant into a Google Sheet. The details like first name, last name, email and registration date. Now how we are going to do so? Now to do so, let's get back to Pabbly Connect workflow. We will scroll down and click on this Add Action Step button over here. And after that, here in Choose App, we will search for Google Sheets. Google Sheets it is. After selecting Google Sheet, it is asking us action event. So from the drop down below, we will select action event as add new row. Then just click on connect and select add new connection. Now here guys, we have to connect our Google Sheets account with Pabbly Connect. So just click on connect with Google Sheets, select your Google Sheets account, scroll down and click on continue. And that's it. Now we can see that our Google Sheets account will now be successfully connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, it is asking us to select spreadsheet. So in the drop down below, we can see a list of all the spreadsheets which we have created in our Google Sheets account can be seen over here. And out of all of these sheets, the sheet in which we want to add the details of the webinar registrants is named as webinar registration. So we will select this same sheet from the drop down, webinar registration. After selecting the spreadsheet, it is asking us select sheet. So we only have one sheet named as sheet 1 in this spreadsheet. So by default, we will select sheet 1 over here. Then it is asking us first name, last name, email and registration date. So basically guys, all the details, all the columns which we have created in this spreadsheet can be seen over here. And now we have to add the data, map the data of the new Facebook lead over here to maintain the record or add the record in Google Sheet. And as we also, the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field of first name and from the drop down we can see responses of Facebook lead ads and WebinarKit. So from the responses of Facebook lead ads, select the response of first name and map it over here. Follow the same process of for last name as well. Map the last name and email also. So let's map the email. Then it is asking us for the registration date. Now here we have to basically enter that at what date and time the user has registered for the webinar. So we have received the registration date from WebinarKit. So from the responses of WebinarKit, select and map the date of registration date. Just select and map it. And after mapping all of these details, just click on Save and Send Test Request. After clicking on Save and Send Test Request, we can see that we have received a response over here. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows all of these details which we have mapped over here are now successfully added in our Google Sheet. So let's check it. We'll go to our Google Sheet. And yes guys, we can see that the same Facebook lead which we have generated just now in this video, the same lead who was added as a registrant in our WebinarKit webinar is now added as a new details or as a new row in our Google Sheet. So we have the same first name, with dummy name, same last name, same email, and same registration date, the same date on which the user was registered in our WebinarKit webinar. Which means the automation which we have created in this video is working perfectly fine. Now let's get back to Pabbly Connect guys and understand in brief that what are the steps we followed while setting up this automation. So first we have created a workflow in Pabbly Connect, and in this workflow we have selected Facebook lead ads as our trigger application and new lead instant was our trigger event. Then after that we have connected our Facebook lead ads account with Pabbly Connect so that we can get the new lead generating from Facebook lead ads in Pabbly Connect. Then we have sent that very same new lead data to WebinarKit so that the new leads which are generating in Facebook lead ad can be automatically added as a registrant in WebinarKit. And also we send the same data using this automation to Google Sheet so that we can also maintain the record of the new Facebook leads in Google Sheets as well. So not just these applications guys, you can basically connect plenty of other applications using Pabbly Connect. And guys, one more important thing. You will find the clone link of this same workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can clone the same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and use this workflow for free.
If you need any kind of help or have any queries, you can ask them on forum.pabbly.com and you can check Pabbly Connect's pricing at this link. So if this video was helpful to you, you can like this video, don't forget to share it with others, and to keep getting such content on automation and integration, you can subscribe to Pabbly. Thank you, have a nice day.